Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Higgins from Higgins Storm Chasing. It is Thursday the 27th of October 2016. Okay, in this short video we're going to quickly look at today's storm forecast for southern Queensland, northern New South Wales for today, this afternoon and tomorrow. Okay, so what we look for on the water vapour loop is an area of darkness, and that indicates to us an upper level trough feature which is cold air, and that generates instability through the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. This cold air mixes with warm moist air down below to generate thunderstorm activity. On the water vapour loop this morning from Weather Zone, you can see that pushing in through the northern parts of New South Wales and the southern parts of Queensland. Okay, so here comes the upper trough to bring us the instability. We can detect that now. If we head over here to BSCH on the lifted index chart, you can see this is an instability chart, and it indicates for this afternoon at 4 p.m. that there is a heightened area of instability down in through the southeast coast of Queensland, and also instability stretching through southern and inland Queensland, also down into pretty much all of northeast New South Wales. All right, so we have some reasonable instability there for this afternoon. Now, if we head across here to the winds, we also have to have moisture coming in, and it's good to always have a surface trough as well. All right, that's winds coming together in the low levels. 4 p.m. this afternoon, you can see that there's like a sea breeze front comes in from the northeast. That drags in moisture, low-level moisture. 4 p.m. this afternoon, it's located from about Coffs Harbour through inland parts of the northern rivers, along the ranges, just there near Warwick, up into Toowoomba, and through about the eastern Darling Downs. There's also a secondary trough through southern and inland Queensland from about Roma, St George, Gundy. Right, so if we also move on then, I want to show you something else for this afternoon, and that is the steering winds. Storms are steered by mid to low level winds as well, and for this afternoon they're indicating to us that they are coming from the west. All right, so that would indicate, we'll slide it down here, this includes northeast New South Wales as well. The steering is a bit better down here in northeast New South Wales, so storms are more likely to be pushed towards the coast and or develop and generate along the coast, northeast New South Wales there. But anything that does develop through inland parts here in Queensland is likely to push through towards the coast. All right, now there's a few other key elements that are required for today. We need some high temperatures up around 30 degrees and humidity at around about 50% at the surface to get the thunderstorms enough moisture and heat to generate, to take off and develop. Some places are going to be a little bit marginal to hit 30, but we're pushing up there now in temperatures and humidity levels as well already this morning. So it's looking pretty reasonable for this afternoon. And again, these should develop and initiate inland and then push towards the coast. Look, they may weaken towards the coast because they're interacting with a little bit of cooler air. But generally, this is the way the risk stands at the moment. Now, if we move over here onto tomorrow, there's been a fair bit of talk around various media outlets for tomorrow. Look, I won't deny that tomorrow does look like a severe storm day, especially for northeast New South Wales and stretching down into central inland parts of northern New South Wales, down in there, and southeast Queensland. But there's a catch for southeast Queensland. We do have the higher instability levels through the hinterland regions and along the ranges and possibly just west of the ranges. So Darling Downs, Eastern Downs, inland parts of the southeast coast, just stretching up there into the southern Wide Bay Burnett. All right, but we have a problem. Low-level winds are okay. They're feeding in the moisture. There's a rough bit of a trough there through from Armidale to Dalby, and there's another one out there west through parts of the eastern Warrego, Maranoa, which should develop these storm lines, and then they'll push through a little bit. But if we have a look at the 700 steering winds, which is where storms are steered, they are from the southeast, or pretty much due south. So anything that does develop through the hinterland here is not going to go to the coast, is it? It's going to track towards the north. This puts places like the Sunshine Coast, Brisbane, maybe Ipswich might get clipped by a storm, and the Gold Coast at high risk of not receiving a thunderstorm because they can't get through to the coast. And they're going to develop out here where it's hotter and with more moisture and instability. You can see that right across the Darling Downs, the steering winds are all over the shop. So what we anticipate is that these thunderstorms will develop, they will become severe, for a short period of time, but they may not track and move very far. So what happens then with the thunderstorm is it chokes itself. So brief severe thunderstorms through southeast Queensland tomorrow, on Friday. We don't support the notion of supercells with this setup due to the fact that the turning winds and the steering winds are very, very light. And to create supercells in a favourable environment for supercells, you need to have turning and good wind speeds and shear through the levels. We don't have that. We're not saying that thunderstorms are not going to become severe. In fact, we've got a high risk. I'll quickly show you that in a minute. But for severe thunderstorms and supercells moving towards the coast is very, very unlikely. What we will likely see is thunderstorms develop through the inland regions and then track towards the north, or pulse, die, redevelop, pulse, die, redevelop, and they'll keep building around each other because that's all they can do at the end of the day. It's just come back down on themselves. Bit better shear out here in the west through southern inland, and then obviously down in here through northeast New South Wales there are better steering winds, so anything that does develop through inland is likely to reach the coast down from about Lismore south down to Port Macquarie. So watch out in through here as well. They are probably more likely to hit and reach through to the coast. So that's about as much as I can tell you for today and tomorrow. I hope that gives you a bit better of a picture of how we feel and what we think about the situation. We have cross-referenced these wind speeds with various models. There is one we acknowledge that's pushing storms towards the coast, but we can't disfavour one model when three of the heavyweight models are saying no way, they're not going to reach the coast, they're going to stay inland. So we'll go with the higher percentages. If you head over here, guys, we have our premium membership. This is where you can support us as well as gain access to all of our detailed weather maps, $27 a year, videos like this. And I'll show you quickly the forecast maps that we issue for today. There's Thursday, moderate risk, southeast Queensland, chance inland further, isolated to scattered thunderstorms, some possibly severe, strong to damaging winds and large hail possible. Go down here to Friday, and we do cover 3 days out on these maps, sometimes further. Friday, high risk, inland, chance along the coast. We've kept the coast just as a chance, just in case some do develop, but it's unlikely at this stage. You can see how quickly our gradient goes up from a chance moderate to a high risk. Scattered thunderstorms likely, severe, large hail, possibly very large. All right, these maps are issued every single day on our premium members, and they are hand-drawn by us. All right, so just goes to show you that we do a lot of other work behind the scenes besides Facebook, and we also have the app which has forecasts on it and sends push notifications out. You get email alerts through our premium members, so we are very, very busy, and that's why we don't get to a lot of questions over here on our Facebook page now. But look, at the end of the day, there's a heightened risk of thunderstorm activity through southern parts of Queensland, northern parts of New South Wales today and tomorrow. That does extend down into New South Wales on Saturday as well. All right, and it's just a heightened risk, guys. There's no guarantees with any of these forecasts, as you should know by now. If we can forecast these thunderstorms to be within a 50-kilometre radius, then we're pretty bloody happy about that. But if you see thunderstorms develop at Toowoomba and you miss out at Crow's Nest or Kingaroy, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Does that mean we're absolutely wrong and we're shit and we can't forecast? No, that's Mother Nature. No one can accurately forecast exactly when and where a thunderstorm's going to hit at an exact location and time. It is impossible. It's not an exact science. What we will do is switch over to live updates, and anything coming for any town or city, the live radar and threat maps and alerts will certainly indicate that to all of our followers and our app users and our members. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe over the next few days, and we'll bring on the storms. We haven't had a storm chase yet, and we're all pretty keen to get our cameras out and get some nice photos of thunderstorms and some lightning activity. Besides that, I need bloody rain real bad up here at Maloney. We're out of water, 6 tanks dry, had to get water brought in, and for our standards up here, it is very, very dry. So bring on some rainfall from this system as well. All right, cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.